Hey everybody, it's Stephen Scott again, and I'm the author Stephen Scott, and I want to do another little TikTok video. I haven't done one in a while. I need to be more consistent with this. I'm sorry. First things up, I want to tell you what I have been reading, and this is one that caught my attention. It's called The Sound of Suffering by Mark Towse. And I got through reading this about a week or maybe a week and a half ago, and I left it a good 5-star review. And it's an interesting premise. I kind of attracted my attention because my most recent book, Do You Hear What I Hear, has a premise of someone who can't see, whose senses heightened where he can hear the supernatural. Well, Mark's book here is about a person who suffers from tinnitus or tinnitus. However, I forget which way you're supposed to say it. But I know my mom has it. It affects a lot of people. And I think Mark Towse himself has to deal with it as well. And it was his way of dealing with it. And that's a constant ringing in your ears. And it prevents people from getting good amount of sleep. And our protagonist in this one, his name is Malcolm. He is having trouble sleeping. His relationships are falling apart. His daughter has died, and in any case, as his relationships fall apart and that sound just keeps bearing on his in his mind, he doesn't know what to do, and he turns to this online chat group called the Undertones, and they're concerned because there are all these terroristic acts going on, and they think that it's a distraction from the government, it's a vast conspiracy theory, and that there's another issue that should be involved, and it's focused on, it seems to be climate change. But anyhow, the real crux of the story is Malcolm and his struggle with his relationships as a broken person, and who suffers with alcoholism and has alienated his his wife as well as really good friends. And at one point, you just want to cry for him. If there was a way to make a sympathetic person out of this, I mean, Mark Towse does it great. So I highly recommend it. Again, The Sound of Suffering by Mark Towse. Also, want to bring you up to date on what's going on with my books, The Demon Inside Me and Do You Hear What I Hear? Guess what? I'm on the sequel to The Demon Inside Me, and I'm mixing some characters from Do You Hear What I Hear to kick off the trilogy. I was working on that earlier today. Also, later this month, I will be in Oklahoma City in July 18th, 19th, and 20th at the Horror and Pop Convention in Oklahoma City. And that's going to be at the convention center. I'll be there. I'll be signing my books and doing a cosplay as Dr. Loomis. And I'm going to get my pictures taken with Nick Castle and Will Sandon, two people who played Michael Myers. So that's going to be fun. In August, I do have a book signing at Barnes and Noble in Tulsa, Oklahoma on 71st Street. I'm looking forward to that. I believe that is August 12th, if I'm not mistaken. And then in September, I'll be at Books and Baubles, Rivendell's Books and Baubles in Broken Arrow. In fact, I was just there a little while ago. I met with a book club. They're called the Spooky Bitch Book Club, and they like to read horror books, and they meet once a month. And actually, I felt very fortunate and very honored that last month I happened to wander into the store and asking the owner, Heather, if she wanted to stock my books, and she said yes. And she said, actually, there's a horror book club that meets here on the first Wednesday of the month. And so she put my book out, and all the girls were fascinated by it, and they made The Demon Inside Me their book to read in the month of June. So I got to sit with them and answer questions. They liked it, and I was glad for that. Some of them, it's a common critique I've had that some of them wanted more to it, and maybe I should have, I don't know, but I did get some critiques on that in some of the reviews. Fortunately, Do You Hear What I Hear got a couple of good reviews today on Amazon, so I'm hoping that will continue. And if you buy my books, I hope you do the same thing. Leave a fair review on either Amazon or Goodreads. Well, keep up to date. I do have some more activities coming up. I am writing the sequel to The Demon Inside Me called My Best Friend is a Demon. I was working on that earlier today. Hopefully, it will be out by the end of November. On top of that, I'll have a short story compilation coming out in either late August or mid September, and it's going to be called Terribly Wonderful Nightmares. That's what I like to call it. So look forward to all those things coming up. Check out my site, www.stephenwscott-author.com. Take care and read.